afternoon, good morning, namaskaram, namaskar, and vanakkam. Welcome to Bob's Radio 21.37 FM. And dear friends, this is Bob with you. Thank you once again for tuning in today to our Talking Thursdays, where we have so many things that we love to talk with you about. Now, if you're joining us for the first time, Bob's Radio broadcasts every Thursday of the week, and we start at 9:37 p.m. UAE, 8:37 Saudi and Bahrain, and 11:07 p.m. India. There are so many segments that we love to bring to you, but above all, we love that you're listening, and we love to talk with you. Wherever you're listening from, in whichever part of the world, I love you from the bottom of my heart for listening in and for tuning in. It is for you that we're doing these programs, so once again, thank you so much. We love to hear from you. So if you'd like to get in touch with us, please email us on bobsradio21.37fm at gmail.com, or simply WhatsApp us at 906-181-7307. Now, you've sent us so many song requests. We've had some wonderful feedbacks coming in, and we've heard them, and we will be following through with those. Now, for those who are joining us on our Facebook or YouTube pages, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do share it with your friends and family, so let them also get to know about Bob's Radio. Now, today I have with me two of my special RJs in the studio. I have RJ Robin. Hi, Robin.
Good evening, Bob. Good evening, dear friends. Hi, Bob. How are you doing?
I am doing good. How is Riyadh doing this week?
Riyadh is back to its summer. Today it was clocking 41 degrees, so
Oh my
it's pretty hot
God.
here.
So,
So how
back
how,
to-
how about Dubai? How about you?
No, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. Dubai is still, we are I think in the 30s, 33. It's not too hot.
Yeah, but here the mercury touched almost 41 today, and it is pretty hot.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Well, we have somebody from the other part of the world who is also joining us as our co-RJ, RJ Anima from Ireland. Hi, Anima.
Hi, Bob. Hi, Robin. And hi to all the listeners over there.
Hi, Anima. How are you doing?
I am very good. Might be
Anima,
you'll
did
be
you did you
feeling
did
jealous.
you? No. Did you get that word hi for in Irish? You were
Oh
supposed to
my
come
God.
back.
I am still in the hangover of Arabic. The, the Arabic words are still haunting me, Robin.
No issues. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Thank you
Yes,
so much.
yes.
You might be feeling jealous to me. Ask me how much is the weather here.
Yes, how is the weather there?
It's 8 degrees and we are feeling like 4 degrees.
Wow.
No,
Oh my goodness.
it's pretty interesting. See, I am here with 41. Bob, what is there? What is exactly
I don't know the exact, but it might be around 35,
Okay.
around that.
So
Yeah,
41, 35, and 8. Wow.
8.
Wonderful.
It's really
Well,
cool. Yeah.
exactly. And we also have listeners from the US and Canada listening to us, and I'm sure that, they are having the weather, much, much cooler weather out there. And it's always when we are in this part of the world, right? You want to be there. When you're there, you want to be here, right? That's
Oh, yeah,
the
that's true. That's true. That's true.
That's the fun. Well, Anima, there is so much we want to talk to you about. Thank you so much for being back on Bob's Radio. Nice to hear your voice again. We will be coming to you, but before that, I was just looking at SUVs. And Robin, the sports utility vehicle that many people have, especially in this part of the world, because of the kind of weather and the terrain. SUVs are very common on the roads, right? And you have an SUV as well, yeah?
I had, but not now.
Yeah. People like to talk about SUVs. And SUVs, if you look at their advertisement, it always shows, rough and tough, and they go over anything. And, I just saw an interesting article by a Christian author, Dave Brannon, and I just wanted to share this with you. And I know you are a SUV fan, so maybe let's listen to this, yeah?
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so he writes like this. The builders of sports utility vehicles, SUVs, like to show us their products in mind-boggling situations. High on a mountaintop where no truck could seemingly go, or in a desert which is so impassable you'll need a helicopter to negotiate it. Now, we are supposed to think that SUVs are invincible. Now, that's why I found a recent advertisement humorous. It was an ad for a four-wheel drive SUV. A photo showed the vehicle up to its headlights in water as it forged across a river. Now, the ad said, traversing deep water can cause damage, which voids the vehicle warranty. Now, normally they don't say that, but this is an ad that said that if you travel through water, deep water,
Yeah.
it will cause the vehicle's warranty to be void. Now, deep water is a problem not only for cars, but also for us, isn't it, Robin?
Yes.
As we travel the roadways of life, we often find ourselves surrounded with oceans of grief or crashing waves of broken relationships. We need help. Now, the writers of Psalms told of that needed assistance. Psalmist says, God is a refuge in times of trouble, and that in the time of trouble he shall set me high upon a rock. No disclaimers there or terms and conditions. It's a promise. Traversing deep water won't affect our spiritual warranty. God will always be there to guarantee his support.
Amen.
Dear friend, are you in deep water? Reach up and grab God's hand of mercy. When you're passing through the waters of deep sorrow and despair, and you get no help from others, just remember Christ is there. Well, with that, let's go to our first song for today. And Robin, Anima, we have some wonderful listeners joining us for the first time from West Bengal today.
Oh, that's great.
Hi
Yeah.
to everyone.
Yeah. Hi to all our listeners, our friends from West Bengal. So I wanted to start our first song with the Bengali song, and this is also a popular song. It's the very famous hymn. It's also there in Hindi. So I'll not break the surprise. Let's go and listen to this beautiful song, and we'll come right back.
আমি গাই হালেলুয়া আমার শত্রুর সম্মুখে আমি গাই হালেলুয়া অবিশ্বাসকে হারিয়ে আমি গাই হালেলুয়া আমার গানই আমার অস্ত্র আমি গাই হালেলুয়া স্বর্গ আমার সপক্ষে
any language, Hindi, English, Bengali. It's one of the songs that really inspires us and really encourages and gives us that energy, right?
It was giving a positive energy.
Exactly.
Wow, awesome song.
Awesome.
Song.
Anima, did you know that this song existed in Bengali as well?
Oh no, I didn't. I don't know.
Wow,
I
beautiful
didn't know
song.
that.
Yeah, it's one of those beautiful songs, that you hear it in any language, it really draws you in. Now, with that, let's go to our kids segment, and our kids have something very special to tell us today. So let's listen to what our kids have today on our kids segment.
Bob's Radio 21.37. Keep bobbing along.
Hello friends, welcome to the kids segment. This is Kali and Carlos with you.
Hello, Kali, and all my dear friends at Bob's Radio. Check out my new teacup I bought from the store yesterday. It's stylish and beautiful, isn't it? Do you like it?
Carlos, I love it. But speaking of teacup, have you heard the story of the teacup?
Yes, I have. Why don't we enact it? I'll be the salesman and you be the old woman who bought the teacup, and Liz, little help here. Can you be the teacup who narrates the story?
Okay kids, I sure can. Okay, here goes. One day, an old woman entered a store that was selling beautiful teacups and picked up one exquisite teacup.
Hello there, ma'am. What can I do for you today?
Can I take a look at this teacup?
Of course, ma'am. Here you go. Oh, I'll be back in a few minutes while you check it out. Liz, this is where you come in.
Okay. Hi there, ma'am. Oh my, you almost gave me a fright. Am I dreaming or did you actually speak to me? I am a talking teacup. You know, ma'am, I haven't always been a teacup. Would you like to hear my story? Sure, I would love to hear a talking teacup. Go ahead. Okay, once upon a time, I was just a lump of red clay. My master took me, rolled and patted me over and over. I yelled out, "Leave me alone!" But the master smiled and said, "Not yet." Then I was placed on a spinning wheel and I was made to spin round and round and round. "Please stop it, I'm getting dizzy," I screamed. But the master only nodded and said, "Not yet." Then he put me in a hot burning oven. "Get me out of here before I die of the heat." But through the opening of the oven, I could hear him say as he shook his head, "Not yet." Finally, the door opened and he pulled me out of the oven and onto a shelf, and I began to cool. "Ah, there, that's better," I said. Then suddenly, he put me back into another oven. This oven was twice as hot as if I would suffocate, so I begged, pleaded, cried, asking to be taken out, and he gave me the same answer, "Not yet." Now I knew there was no hope, and I was ready to give up, thinking of what a failure I had become. Suddenly the door opened, and he took me out and placed me on a shelf. Then he brushed and painted me all over. Stop it, I cried, but the master only nodded and said, "Not yet." 1 hour later, he handed me a mirror and said, "Look at yourself." I did, and I couldn't believe what I saw. Tears rolled down my eyes. My master said, "I know it hurts to be rolled and patted, but if I had left you alone, you would have dried up. I know it made you dizzy to spin around on the wheel, but if I had stopped you, you would have crumbled. I knew it hurt and was hot in the oven, but if I hadn't put you there, you would have cracked. I know the fumes were bad when I brushed and painted you all over, but if I hadn't done that, you would have never become hard. Now you are a finished product. You are what I had in mind when I first began with you." Wow, you are such a beautiful teacup, and I want to buy you.
Even though the teacup had no idea what would become of it, but the master knew all along what he was making. Dear friends, God knows what he is doing for all of us. He is the potter and we are his clay. We will mold us and make us, so that we may be into an amazing work of art to fulfill his good, pleasing and perfect will. But the real question is, are you willing to be molded by the Lord?
This is Bob's Radio. Keep bobbing along. Bye.
Bye, kids. Thank you so much. Well, you see, when we put into the oven, the potter has a purpose in his mind when he does that to the clay. And the question that the kids asked us is, are we willing to be the clay, not asking the potter the question, because he has a beautiful purpose. Robin, this is something that all of us are going through, right? We're going through different struggles and problems in our life, and maybe we don't see the answer today, right?
Yes, it should be a long waiting also, but still, there is a
Yeah.
purpose. There is always a purpose.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I know that you have shared that with me, and I have also shared that, and I'm sure when we talk to all our friends out there, we all have personal stories of struggles, and we don't know why those things are happening in our lives, but ultimately, there is a purpose, and God has a purpose for all that. And I'm sure, Anima, you also have, testimonies where you can say that you never knew why those things are happening, but now looking back, you know that there was a purpose, right?
That's true. That's true. Unbelievable testimonies we have. That the
Absolutely.
other people, the worldly people may say that you are very lucky, but for all the God's children, we say that it's all God's grace and love to us, Bob. We have
Absolutely.
nothing else to
When
say.
from our childhood
Yeah.
we heard, when the Israelites they just want to cross the Red Sea. They had been chased by Pharaoh. In front of it is Red Sea. They never ever thought that how the God will take them through. But you know how the God took them. Same like if you think about Daniel.
Yes.
We all thought, as a human thought, it was just okay, finished. The lions could have eaten him up, but
Yeah.
God has a plan. So
Absolutely.
every one of us who are listening to this program, the purpose is this: the master have a plan, and that will be a very good. The upcoming will be so much blessing.
Yes, yes. Though we see, absolutely, Robin, absolutely, and Anima, wonderfully put, though we see so much of destruction and hopelessness around us, especially if we look at our televisions and our newspapers, we
Yeah.
see a war that is going on. People are displaced, the
Yeah.
cry of those children, when you see on the television, sometimes you just cannot keep watching it, that is and the cities are being destroyed. And the man, whoever looks at it, it's a question that will come to our mind. Where is God in all this, right? If you look at the destruction and all the hopelessness there,
Mhm.
but we know that God is there, and he cares for our suffering, and he loves us, and he has a plan. Though we don't know now, there is a plan for all
God
this
is in
Yeah.
suffering.
control. God is in control.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, we have lots more to talk about, especially the news that is surrounding us. We always love to look at what's happening around us. But before we go into that, let's go to our second song for today. And this is another beautiful Hindi song. The song says, Zindagi ye meri hai teri hi amanat, jab talak saas hai main karu teri ibadat. Zindagi kar diya tere naam Yeshu.
चला जा रहा था गुमनामियों में, ना थी कोई जिंदगी ये मेरी, वीरानियां थी, तन्हाइयां थी, मुश्किल में थी जिंदगी ये मेरी, तू जो मिला है ऐसे मसीहा, जैसे मिली रोशनी, तू जो मिला है ऐसे मसीहा, जैसे मिली रोशनी, रोशनी जिंदगी ये मेरी है तेरी अमानत, जब तलक सांस है मैं करूं तेरी इबादत, जिंदगी कर दिया तेरे नाम यीशुआ, जिंदगी कर दिया तेरे नाम, जिंदगी कर दिया तेरे नाम यीशुआ, जिंदगी लिया सब कुछ, अब है न कोई कमी कमी। दिल भी है तेरा, धड़कन भी तेरी, सांसें भी है अब तेरी, बस तेरी। अब जो चल रहा हूँ तेरी दया है, तेरा अनुग्रह महान। अब जो चल रहा हूँ तेरी दया है, तेरा अनुग्रह महान। जिंदगी ये मेरी है तेरी अमानत, जब तलक सांस है मैं करूं तेरी इबादत। जिंदगी कर दिया तेरे नाम
Shiva, Zindagi. What a beautiful song. It says, life is mine, it's your trust. When there is breath, I will do your worship. I have made life in your name, Jesus. What a wonderful song that reminds us of who Jesus is in our lives. Now, with that, let's look at what's happening around us. We normally have our India correspondent Viju Alex with us, but today we have somebody from the other part of the world, and from Ireland we have Anima with us. Anima, നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ചുറ്റിനും പല കാര്യങ്ങളും നാം കഴിഞ്ഞ നാളുകളിലൊക്കെ പല വിഷയങ്ങളും പ്രത്യേകിച്ച് സമൂഹത്തിൽ നടക്കുന്ന പല വിഷയങ്ങളും നാം ചൂണ്ടിക്കാട്ടി പലപ്പോഴും വിഷയങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കാറുണ്ട് അല്ലേ?
അതെ അതെ, നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ചയൊക്കെ ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ യുദ്ധത്തിനെ കുറിച്ചും യുക്രൈനിൽ നിന്ന് വന്നവരെ കുറിച്ചൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുകയായിരുന്നു.
അതെ
അപ്പൊ ഇന്നും നമുക്ക്
അതെ
അതുപോലെ ഒരുപാട് വിഷയങ്ങൾ,
അതെ
നമ്മുടെ ഹൃദയത്തെ തൊടുന്ന ഒരുപാട് കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാനുണ്ട് ബോബ്.
Exactly, exactly. And today we are going to talk about something that is very close to, what we always talk about, the pain and suffering of our dear ones. We are looking at an incident that happened out in Kerala, and I'm going to play a small clip of the news segment that was shown, and the report that had come in the news and on the televisions. Let's quickly hear that, and let's get a take from Anima.
ഈ വലിയ ദുരൂഹതകൾ നിറഞ്ഞ ഒരു കഥയാണ് പോലീസുകൾ പറയുന്നത്. ഈ ഒരു ദാരുണമായ കൊലപാതകത്തിൽ നിലവിൽ ഈ കേസിൽ അറസ്റ്റിലായിരിക്കുന്നത് പള്ളുരുത്തി സ്വദേശിയായ ബിനോയിയാണ്. ബിനോയിയെ പോലീസ് ചോദ്യം ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ ലഭിക്കുന്ന വിവരങ്ങൾ ഇതാണ്. ഈ കുട്ടി 1.5 വയസ്സുകാരിയായ നോറ മരിയയും ഈ കുട്ടിയുടെ അമ്മ ഇപ്പോൾ ഈ സ്ഥലത്തില്ല, വിദേശത്താണ് ഉള്ളത്. അച്ഛൻ സ്ഥലത്ത് തന്നെയുണ്ട്. പക്ഷെ അച്ഛൻ പല കേസുകളുമായൊക്കെ ബന്ധപ്പെട്ട പല സ്ഥലങ്ങളിലായിട്ട് ഇങ്ങനെ വീട്ടിലൊന്നും സ്ഥിരമായി വരാത്ത വ്യക്തിയാണ്. അങ്ങനെ കുട്ടിയുടെ സംരക്ഷണം അമ്മൂമ്മയാണ് ഏറ്റെടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അമ്മൂമ്മയാണ് ഈ സിക്സി എന്ന് പറയുന്ന അവരാണ് കുട്ടിയുടെ സംരക്ഷണം ഏറ്റെടുത്തിരിക്കുന്നത്. അവർക്കൊപ്പമാണ് കുട്ടി കഴിയുന്നത്. ഇയാളുടെ മൂത്ത മകൾ 5.5 വയസ്സുകാരിയായ കുട്ടിയും ഈ അമ്മൂമ്മയ്ക്കൊപ്പം തന്നെയാണ് കഴിയുന്നത്. ഇവർ രണ്ടുപേർക്കും ഒപ്പമാണ് കഴിഞ്ഞ 5-ാം തീയതി ശനിയാഴ്ച ഈ കൊച്ചി കലൂരിലുള്ള ഹോട്ടലിൽ ഈ അമ്മൂമ്മയുടെ സുഹൃത്ത് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഇപ്പോൾ അറസ്റ്റിലായ ബിനോയിയും വന്ന് മുറിയെടുക്കുന്നത്. അവിടെ നിന്ന് ഈ മുറിയെടുത്ത സമയത്ത് തന്നെ ഈ ബിനോയ്ക്കും ഈ സിക്സിക്ക് ഇടയിൽ ചില പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. കാരണം ഇരുവർക്കും നേരത്തെ തന്നെ പരിചയമുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അവർക്കിടയിൽ മറ്റ് ചില വ്യക്തിപരമായ പ്രശ്നങ്ങൾ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു. ഈ ബിനോയിയെ ബിനോയിയെ സിക്സിയെ കൈവിട്ട് മറ്റു സ്ഥലങ്ങളിലേക്കൊന്നും പോവാതിരിക്കാനായി ഇടയ്ക്കിടയ്ക്ക് ബിനോയ്ക്കെതിരെ പല കഥകളും പല കാര്യങ്ങളും ഈ സിക്സി പറയുന്നുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അതിലൊന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത് ഈ കുട്ടി ബിനോയുടേതാണ് എന്ന രീതിയിൽ പറഞ്ഞു പരത്തിയിരുന്നു എന്നാണ് പോലീസ് പറയുന്നത്.
Anyway, this is the news that has come out, and I'm sure that many of us have already seen this. This is the murder of a small little girl child that has happened, and there are lots of mystery behind this, and we do not know what exactly it is. But then we see that people are even going to the extent of killing a small child. Their hearts are so dark, and there's no mercy, even to an extent where they take the life of the child. അനിമ, നമ്മൾ ഇതുപോലുള്ള വിഷയങ്ങൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ നാളുകളിൽ ചർച്ച ചെയ്തു. അനിമയുടെ വ്യൂ എന്താണ് ഈ കാര്യത്തിൽ? വളരെ വളരെ കാര്യമായിട്ട് ഈ വിഷയത്തെ ചിന്തിക്കുന്ന ഒരാളാണല്ലോ.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും ബോബ്. ഞാൻ ഇന്നലെ ഡ്യൂട്ടിക്കിടയിലാണ് ആക്ച്വലി ഈ ന്യൂസ് അറിഞ്ഞത്. അപ്പം അറിഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ തൊട്ട് എനിക്കതൊരു ഭയങ്കര ഷോക്കായിരുന്നു. ശരിക്കും നമ്മളൊരു നഴ്സിംഗ് ഫീൽഡിലുള്ള ആളാവുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് എല്ലാ ജീവനും ഒരുപോലെ വിലയുണ്ട്. അപ്പം ഞങ്ങൾ ഈ കോവിഡിന്റെ കാലഘട്ടത്തിലൊക്കെ ഇത്രയും ഞങ്ങളെ തന്നെ മറന്ന് നമ്മൾ ജീവന് വേണ്ടി പരിശ്രമിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു കുഞ്ഞിനെ ഇത്രയും ക്രൂരമായിട്ട് കൊലപ്പെടുത്തുക, റീസൺ എന്തോ ആയിക്കോട്ടെ, അവരുടെ ഫാമിലി ഇഷ്യൂ, സോഷ്യൽ ഇഷ്യൂ, ഇതൊന്നും നമ്മൾ നോക്കുന്നില്ല. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത് ഒരു കുഞ്ഞിന്റെ ആ ഒരു പെടച്ചിൽ കാണാനുള്ള മനസാക്ഷി പോലും നമ്മുടെ മലയാളികൾ, ഹ്യൂമൻ മാൻകൈൻഡിന് ഇല്ലാതായി പോകുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മളിവിടെ നോട്ടീസ് ചെയ്യേണ്ട ഒരു കാര്യം. ശരിക്കും പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഇത് വളരെ പെയിൻഫുൾ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു കാര്യമാണ്. റിയലി സ്പീക്കിംഗ്, എനിക്കത് അതിന്റെ ആ ന്യൂസിന്റെ ഷോക്കിൽ നിന്ന് ഞാൻ ഇതുവരെ റിലീവ് ആയിട്ടില്ല. എനിക്ക് ഇപ്പോഴും എനിക്ക് ചിന്തിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല. ഇത്രയും ക്രൂരമായിട്ടൊരു കുഞ്ഞിനെ ഇങ്ങനെ വെള്ളത്തിലൊക്കെ മുക്കി കൊല്ലുക എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്നത് അതെങ്ങനെ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റുന്നു എന്നുള്ളതാണ് നമ്മളൊക്കെ ചിന്തിക്കുന്നത്. നമുക്ക് ഇതിനെ കുറിച്ചൊന്നും കൂടുതലായിട്ടുള്ള കമന്റോ ലോ ടച്ച് ചെയ്യണോ ഒന്നും, നമുക്ക് മർഡർ ആണോ എന്താണോ ഒന്നും നമുക്ക് അറിയത്തില്ല. പക്ഷേ ന്യൂസ് കേൾക്കുമ്പോൾ നമുക്കുണ്ടാകുന്ന ഒരു നോർമൽ ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു ഹ്യൂമൻ ബീയിങ് ഉണ്ടാകുന്ന ഒരു വേദന, അത് നമ്മുടെ ഭയങ്കര ഡീപ്പായിട്ടുള്ള ഒരു പെയിൻ ആണത്. എനിക്കിങ്ങനെ ഇതിനു മുന്നും ഐ ഹാവ് എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ലൈക്ക് വെൻ വി ഹേർഡ് അബൌട്ട് ഡൽഹി ഇൻസിഡന്റ്, like that Nirbhaya girl who was abused and killed, and that tortured me for a long time. And then when the flood came in Kerala, oh my god, I couldn't sleep, Bob. So likewise, when the kids are being tortured, kids are being abused, they are being killed like this, എനിക്കത് ഭയങ്കര പെയിൻഫുൾ ആണ് ബോബ്. അപ്പൊ എന്റെ പോലെ തന്നെ ഒരുപാട് പേര് ഈ ലോകത്തിന്റെ പല സ്ഥലങ്ങളിൽ ഇരുന്ന് ഈ ന്യൂസ് കാണുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കും, കേൾക്കുന്നുണ്ടായിരിക്കും. അവരുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിനൊക്കെ ഇതൊരു വേദന ആയിരിക്കും എന്നാണ് എനിക്കും തോന്നുന്നത്. എനിക്ക് ആ പെടച്ചില് ആ കുഞ്ഞിന്റെ ആ ഒരു പെടച്ചിൽ എനിക്കത് ഫീൽ ചെയ്യാൻ, എനിക്ക് അങ്ങനെ തോന്നുന്നു. ഐ ഫീൽ ദാറ്റ് ഷീ കാൺട്ട് ബ്രീത്ത്, ഷീ ഡോണ്ട് ഹാവ് എനിബഡി ഫോർ ഹെൽപ്പിംഗ് ഹെർ. മൈ ബി ഷീ ഈസ് ക്രൈങ് ആൻഡ് ദ എൽഡർ ചൈൽഡ്, ഐ ഡോണ്ട് നോ, ഇതൊക്കെ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണോ അതോ ആ കുട്ടി ഏത് അവസ്ഥയിലായിരുന്നു. ആ കുട്ടികളുടെ ഒരു ഫിഗറാണ് എപ്പോഴും എന്റെ ഉള്ളിലേക്ക് വരുന്നത്. അതാണ് എന്നെ കൂടുതൽ പേടിപ്പെടുത്തുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം. നമ്മുടെ ലോകം ഇത് എങ്ങോട്ടാണ് പോകുന്നത്? മനുഷ്യരുടെയൊക്കെ മനസാക്ഷി എവിടെ പോയി? എന്താണ് ആൾക്കാരുടെ ഉള്ളിലിരിക്കുന്നത്? ഇത്രത്തോളം വാശി, ക്രൂരത, പീഡനം, ഇതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് കേൾക്കുമ്പം നമ്മൾ പറയുന്നു നമ്മുടെ ഗോഡ്സ് ഓൺ കൺട്രി, നമ്മുടെ നാട്, നമ്മുടെ നാടിനോടുള്ള സ്നേഹം, ഇതൊക്കെ എപ്പോഴും നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ, നമ്മൾ എത്ര ദൂരെ പോയാലും നമ്മൾ ബേസിക്കലി നമ്മൾ എപ്പോഴും മലയാളികളാണ്, നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തെ സ്നേഹിക്കുന്നവരാണ്. അപ്പൊ നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് നമ്മുടെ ഹൃദയത്തിന് അടുക്കുന്ന ഒരു വാർത്ത വരുമ്പം ഇറ്റ്സ് റിയലി ഷോക്കിംഗ് ബോബ്. ഇതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ തന്നെ വാക്കുകളില്ലാത്തൊരവസ്ഥയിലാണ് നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും. റിയലി
അതും 100% സാക്ഷരത കൈവരിച്ചു എന്ന് അവകാശപ്പെടുന്ന ഒരു നാട്ടിൽ നിന്ന് അല്ലേ?
അതെ അതെ, ശരിക്കും നമുക്കത് വിശ്വസിക്കാൻ പറ്റുന്നില്ല.
ബോബ്, കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ച റിമെമ്പർ നമ്മൾ സിബിനോടൊരു ചോദ്യം ചോദിച്ചു, പോസ്റ്റ് പാൻഡമിക്കും പ്രീ പാൻഡമിക്കിൻ്റെയും ഒക്കെ ഒരു ഡിപ്രഷൻ ലെവലും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ അങ്ങനെയുള്ള കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെ എങ്ങനെയാണെന്ന്. അപ്പം യു റിമെമ്പർ ഹി വാസ് സെയിങ് റിഗാർഡിങ് US അത് കൂടുതലായിരുന്നു, ഡിപ്രഷൻ റേറ്റ് കൂടുതലാണ്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലേക്ക് വരുമ്പോൾ see the crime rates after the post pandemic. ഇത്രയും പ്രയാസങ്ങൾ കടന്നുപോയി, ഇത്രയും പ്രശ്നങ്ങളുണ്ടായി നാട്ടിലെ ആൾക്കാർക്ക്. ഇപ്പം ദൈനംദിനം ജോലിക്ക് പോയി അതുകൊണ്ട് ചെലവിന് കഴിഞ്ഞവർക്ക് പോലും പ്രയാസമുള്ള സാഹചര്യത്തിലാണ്. Again and again we have more crime news coming day by day.
ഇതാണ് നമ്മളെ ഷോക്കിംഗ് ആക്കുന്ന ഒരു കാര്യം. കാരണം ഓൾ ഓവർ ദ വേൾഡ് നമ്മളെല്ലാവരും ഒരുപോലെ സഫർ ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പാൻഡമിക്കിന്റെ സിറ്റുവേഷനിൽ നിൽക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെയാണ് ഇപ്പോഴും നമ്മൾ അതിൽ നിന്ന് വി ആർ സ്റ്റിൽ അണ്ടർ സ്റ്റിൽ നമ്മളിപ്പോഴും സഫർ ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. ഒരുപാട് പേർക്ക് യങ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ആൾക്കാര് അവരെ വിട്ട് ജീവിതത്തിൽ നിന്ന് കടന്നു പോകുന്നു. ഇന്ന് കണ്ടവരെ നാളെ കാണാത്തൊരവസ്ഥ, അതൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ പോലും അതൊന്നും അല്ല ആൾക്കാരുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ നിന്നുള്ളൊരു ചിന്തയാണ്. അതാണ് നമ്മളെ പേടിപ്പെടുത്തുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ ലോകത്തുള്ള ആൾക്കാരുടെ ചിന്താഗതികളെ കുറിച്ച് നമ്മൾ ആലോചിക്കുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് കുഞ്ഞുങ്ങളെ വളർത്താനോ അവരെ നാളെ എന്താവുന്നുള്ള അങ്ങനത്തെ ഒന്നും ചിന്തിക്കാനേ നമുക്ക് പറ്റുന്നില്ല. ഇഫ് യു ആർ ലൈഫ് ടുഡേ.
ആക്ച്വലി കഴിഞ്ഞ കുറച്ച് ആഴ്ചകളായിട്ട് നമ്മൾ സംസാരിക്കുന്ന ഒരു വിഷയം ഇത് തന്നെയാണ്. കാരണം എസ്പെഷ്യലി യങ്സ്റ്റേഴ്സിൻ്റെ ഇടയ്ക്ക് പോലും ആ ഒരു പഴയ ഒരു ആത്മീയ നിലവാരം പോലും താഴോട്ട് പോയി. സോ ഒത്തിരി രീതിയിൽ അത് നമുക്കത് മനസ്സിലാക്കാൻ സാധിക്കും. അപ്പോൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം ഞങ്ങളിങ്ങനെ കുറേ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ചോദിച്ചപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞു ഡ്രഗ്സ്, എലോൺ, ഡിപ്രഷൻ, വൈ ഈവൻ ഗോഡ് എക്സിസ്റ്റ്. ദിസ് വാസ് ദ ലാസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, വൈ ഈവൻ ഗോഡ് എക്സിസ്റ്റ്. സോ ഇതിപ്പം യങ്സ്റ്റേഴ്സ് നോക്കി വരുന്നത് ആരെയാണ്? മുതിർന്ന ആൾക്കാരെയാണ്. ഇപ്പം നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിലൊരു സിറ്റുവേഷൻ്റെ ഒരു എങ്ങനെയാണ് അവിടുത്തെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ നമുക്ക് പറഞ്ഞറിയിക്കാൻ പോലും വയ്യാത്തൊരവസ്ഥയിലേക്ക് എത്തിയിരിക്കുകയാണ്.
ശരിയാണ്. നമുക്ക് ഒന്നും പറയാൻ പറ്റാത്തൊരവസ്ഥയിലാണ് ഇപ്പൊ നമ്മുടെ നാടും എല്ലാവരും പോയിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നത്.
അത് എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു
Go ahead. Carry on, Bob. Carry on.
Yeah, I mean, ഞാൻ വിചാരിക്കുന്നത്, there is, we see this happening in Kerala. We see like Nima was saying, the Nirbhaya across India, across the states, in different parts. There is a darkness, irrespective of what religion we follow, what language we speak, what food we eat, what education we have. There is a darkness in the heart of man, അല്ലേ? ശരിക്കും ഒരു ഇരുട്ട്, ഒരു പാപം മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിൽ കിടക്കുന്നുണ്ട് അല്ലേ? എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നത് ഇതിൻ്റെയൊക്കെ കാതലായിട്ടുള്ളത് വിദ്യാഭ്യാസം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും പണം ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലും അല്ലേ, എന്തുണ്ടെങ്കിലും ഒടുവിൽ വരുന്നത് മനുഷ്യൻ്റെ ഉള്ളിലെ ദ സ്റ്റെയിൻ ഓഫ് സിൻ അല്ലേ?
യെസ്. ഇതിപ്പോൾ ഈ 1.5 വയസ്സ് കുഞ്ഞിൻ്റെ മാത്രമല്ല, ജസ്റ്റ് ടേക്ക് ഒരു 5 വയസ്സുള്ളൊരു കുഞ്ഞിനെ അതിൻ്റെ രണ്ടാനച്ഛൻ കാലെ പിടിച്ച് അടിച്ചു കൊന്നൊരു കേസ് നമ്മുടെ നാട്ടിൽ തന്നെ വന്നേ അല്ലേ? എത്രമാത്രം സഹിക്കാൻ പറ്റും? ഇപ്പം നമ്മളത് ന്യൂസ് ഇപ്പം അത് പറയുമ്പോൾ തോന്നും എന്തുമാത്രം വിഷമമുണ്ടെന്ന്. അത് എന്തുമാത്രം വിഷമാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ആ കുഞ്ഞിൻ്റെ കാര്യം അനീമ പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ തന്നെ ആ കുഞ്ഞ് കടന്നു പോയ ഒരു സ്ട്രെസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ആ ഒരു പെയിൻ എന്തുവാണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് ഊഹിക്കാൻ പോലും പറ്റില്ല. സോ ഇതെങ്ങനെ
മാതാപിതാക്കള് നമ്മൾ അത് കാണുമ്പോൾ ഇറ്റ് റിയലി പെയിൻസ് അവർ ഹാർട്ട്. ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ഇത് അത് മാത്രമല്ല, ഇപ്പം നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ചയിലൊക്കെ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ ഇതുപോലുള്ള വിഷയങ്ങളാണ് ഇപ്പം നമ്മുടെ ചുറ്റിനും ഇപ്പം ഈ യുദ്ധത്തോടുള്ള ബന്ധത്തിൽ തന്നെ നമ്മൾ ഓൾറെഡി അതിനെപ്പറ്റി സംസാരിച്ചു. സോ മച്ച് ഓഫ് സഫറിങ്, അൺവാണ്ടഡ് സഫറിങ് അല്ലേ? ഒരു കാരണവുമില്ലാതെ അൺവാണ്ടഡ് suffering and unwanted evil is being just spreading around the world, and nobody has answers to it. I mean, man doesn't have an answer to it, and ultimately it's only on the cross you find the answer. Anyway,
yes,
that's true. ഒരു പക്ഷെ എനിക്ക് തോന്നുന്നു നമ്മളൊക്കെ ഒരു ബേസ് നമുക്ക് ഉള്ളത് കൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം നമുക്കിതൊന്നും സഹിക്കാൻ പറ്റാതെ വരുന്നത്. കർത്താവും കർത്താവിന്റെ ക്രൂശും ആ മരണവും ഒക്കെ നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിൽ എപ്പോഴും ഒരു വെളിച്ചമായിട്ട് നിൽക്കുന്നതുകൊണ്ടായിരിക്കാം ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ക്രൂരതകളും ഇങ്ങനെയുള്ള ഡാർക്ക്നെസ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മുടെ ചുറ്റും കാണുമ്പം നമുക്കത് സഫർ ചെയ്യാനായിട്ട് പറ്റാത്ത ഒരു അവസ്ഥയിലേക്ക് വരുന്നതെന്ന് എനിക്ക് പലപ്പോഴും തോന്നിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. അതാണ് ഒരു ഡിഫറൻസ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. നമ്മുടെ ഉള്ളിലൊക്കെ ഇത്രയും പെയിനും അവരോടുള്ള സിമ്പതിയും ഒരു ആർദ്രത, ഒരു കരുണയൊക്കെ തോന്നുന്നത് അതുകൊണ്ടാണെന്ന്, കർത്താവ് നമ്മിലേക്ക് പകർന്ന ഒരു വെളിച്ചത്തിന്റെ അനുഭവം കൊണ്ടാണെന്ന് എനിക്ക് തോന്നിയിട്ടുണ്ട് പലപ്പോഴും.
തീർച്ചയായിട്ടും. Well, that is the privilege. If there is, my friends, if you are listening to us, we don't want to preach to you. We don't want to tell you something that's a mystery, that we are revealing. We just want to point you to the cross. 2,000 years ago, there was a cross that was lifted up, and Jesus Christ paid it all. The darkness that is in us, the sin that is such a stain on us. He washed it, he cleaned it, he washed it white as snow, and he paid it all on the cross. And it is in Jesus where we find true happiness and hope and real light and joy. And let's go to a song that reminds us of exactly the same thing. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin has left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow.
And now complete in him my role, his righteousness close sheltered neath his side. I am divinely blessed. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as snow. And when before the throne I stand in him complete, I'll lay my trophies down, all down at Jesus' feet. Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain, he washed it white as
white as snow. Yes, he washed it white as snow. Well, with that, let's come to our special guest for today. Dear friends, today we have Brother Dipankar Dasgupta from West Bengal joining us to give us some wonderful stories right from the north of India. As the first time that we're having somebody from West Bengal, let me introduce him to you. Brother Dipankar Dasgupta has done his Masters of Social Work from Kolkata, and he did it from the Derozio Memorial College in Kolkata. He worked for 14 years with various Christian organizations like the India Campus Crusade for Christ, Compassion International, and the Carey Baptist Church. He's now presently involved in among youngsters, among children, also doing community development work, and he's also involved in the planting and the shepherding and building of people who are Christians and who believe in the Lord, and he is working among the people there. Amazing ministry there. The place that they have, the organization is called the House of Worship in Kolkata, and he's got his wife Anna and daughter Glory, who is 6 years old. Well, there is so much that we want to talk to him about, so let's bring him on air. Brother Dipankar Dasgupta, welcome to Bob's Radio.
Hi, Bob. Good evening.
Yes, good evening. Well, in Bengali, kemo ache?
Bhalo achi. So wonderful. Yeah.
Robin, you did not know I spoke Bengali, right?
No. This is a surprise.
We were expecting that, Bob. We were expecting that.
Wonderful. Well, to all our listeners, our friends who don't know, I just said, "How are you?" and he replied that he's fine. It's I'm so excited, especially to have somebody from all the way from West Bengal, and it's a place that has so much meaning and so much history, especially in Kolkata, and also from West Bengal. So, Brother Dipankar, welcome to Bob's Radio. It's so nice to have you. Tell us something about your city. Let's begin from there.
Yeah. So praise God for this wonderful opportunity that God has given us. That how he is using us to build his kingdom. So first of all, to all the listeners, I bring greetings from the city of joy. That's the way we call our city, the city of joy, Kolkata.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it is
right.
a very, very historical city, the city of Mother Teresa, and the city of William Carey, that his contribution here is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah.
William Carey. There is so much to talk about William Carey. I think we can do a full Bob's Radio segment on William Carey, the contribution that he's done to India. There are so many things, but I'm sure we cannot talk about all of that. But indeed, he even did the Bengali script, right?
Right. And he did our Bengali Bible that we read today. It's because of William Carey, and even Hindi, Oriya, and many other languages, Indian languages that he has translated into our vernacular languages. Yeah.
Yes. And question. I know Robin will kill me, but Robin, question to you. The national anthem, Jana Gana Mana. Do you know who wrote that?
Yeah.
No.
I think Anima knows it.
No.
A clue.
No,
he's from West Bengal.
Yeah.
Rabindranath Tagore.
Exactly.
Right.
Sorry, brother. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, his name Rabindranath Tagore. We call him Kobi Guru.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have many Nobel laureates from our city, Kolkata, and the state of West Bengal, like Amartya Sen, and recently Mr. Abhijit Banerjee, the famous economist. So we have very historical people, like most of the freedom fighters of India, they belong to West Bengal. Yeah.
Well, since we're talking about West Bengal, to our friends out there, if you have any memories of West Bengal, do put it in the chat. Do send it to us on our Facebook, and we'd love to talk about it with Brother Dipankar. So if there is anything, just let's keep the conversation going. And I know, Brother Dipankar, you have been, you were born and raised in that part of the world. But tell us about, your dad and how he came to that part of the world, or rather how he started that work that you're now doing there.
Yeah, sure. Uh, we actually are from a Hindu family background. So my father, he comes from a Hindu Orthodox family. In the year 1990, when he was practicing as a doctor, one fine day, he was on his chamber and he was sitting down, and somebody had kept one gospel track, and by reading that gospel track on his hand, so he came to know about life, and he was struggling with so many things inside in his mind. And when he read that and he found Jesus in that, so the life has completely changed. Then he contacted the address below mentioned in the track, and that local church helped him to know more about Christ. And in
Okay.
the year 1996, he decided, like, yeah, he felt God's calling in his life. Then he has been serving from that time full time in
Wow.
for expansion of his kingdom.
Wow, wonderful. So, a doctor by profession, but when he came to know the gospel through a simple piece of paper, he decided to surrender and give his life to serve Christ and to serve his people there. Now, which year was this?
He came to know in 1990. Yeah.
Okay, in 1990. And so no, so tell us about the work, the ministry that is happening there, Dipankar, and give us a picture of how it's going.
Yeah, so we are located the near the Kolkata International Airport, just behind the airport wall. Actually, from the flight, you can see our house. It's so close. Um,
Okay,
so there is a tribal community. The tribal is called Munda. So
okay,
my parents, they have lived here. So I born and brought up in the same tribal community and studied with the same school with them. So I have been here like from my birth time, and so we have been doing some community work with the tribal people, because we have experienced like uh, the discrimination of tribal and the middle class families. So that was the turning point for my parents to show love to the community, because they also are created by God. So what my parents had started in the year 1996 is to show them love in a practical way. So
okay.
our house was like open for everybody, right? So they can come here, and still even today we have so many people every time, so that they can come here, they can have fellowship, they can have chai together. And so these are the things that they have not experienced to many other houses, because always there is a distance has been maintained. But when we shared with them, like God who brings us all together, we are all his creation, so that brings closer to them. So we have been
Wonderful.
doing some community work, like teaching them education, because many of these tribal people, they did not get opportunity to go to school. So many
Hmm.
dropouts rates were very very high. Even child marriages was a big issue in the community. So slowly now we see these girls are going to the school, children are going to the school, and they learn, the learn the value of their life. So this is how it has been going on. So we run few programs. We run free tuition program for the children Monday to Friday,
Okay.
and then we have some tailoring and sewing program for the ladies. So my mother is involved in that, helping them to learn something, and so that helps them to earn on their way.
Wonderful.
I feel like, Bob, I feel like this would have been a real challenge for them, isn't it? In their initial
Early
stages,
days. Yeah.
yeah, early days, to believe in our God and then come forward and help the
Yeah.
people in the
Yeah.
community where
And
there are so
especially
many
tribals.
yeah,
Yeah.
tribals.
Tribal.
Then
Yeah.
I wonder how did you reach to them? Like
Yeah.
I wonder how did you approach them? Like
Yeah, it
were
took
they
a
welcoming
lot
you?
of time. Yes, sister, you're right. So the first thing they have done is to build relationship. So the build relationship means the visiting home. So my parents, I have seen, even though I am the only biological son, but
Hmm.
they have many children in this community. So whenever my mother is visiting their homes, like calling them, "You are my daughter," okay,
Hmm.
or "You are my," I mean, "You are my sister," "You are my brother." So that's the way, the building relationship with them, just to sit with them, spend time with them. I mean, even when, I mean, they were going through some challenges in their life, the family
Yeah.
struggles, just to listen. No one was there to listen to their struggles and hardships. But
Yeah.
when you give time and build relationships, and that was a turning point. I mean,
we
uh,
we always love to talk about the stories. Is there any story that you can share with us, about those days, and how, those challenges, and some story, interesting
yeah,
story.
sure. Yeah, let me give you a story. In the year 2009, like West Bengal is also known, like we have 52 Delta Islands. It's called Sundarbans. So in
Hmm.
2009, we had one cyclone called Ayla. So
Hmm.
there
Okay.
are many people were affected very badly. So one family, they were affected badly, and somehow they came to our place. They lost their everything, and they came to our place called Kadihati. And the same time, we were having this tailoring program with the ladies, group of ladies. They used to come here to learn this stitching and sewing. So this lady with her family who came from Sundarbans, so she used to work in some homes, and when she used to pass by our house, she always used to see the group of ladies are sitting here. So one day she
Okay.
came near the window and she was asking, "What is happening here? Can I come?" So my mother welcomed her and said, "You come here. What's your name?" Then started to talk to her and build relationship. Then she was crying and she was saying that we have lost our everything. We don't have hope in our house, in our life. So the darkness all around. So then she got enrolled to this tailoring program. And slowly my mother talked to them and visited. We visited their home. My father visited to the house also. And we
Okay.
tried, I mean, be with them, listen to them, and prayed for them, build relationship. And to make the story very short, today the whole family has become believer, and now they are going and ministering in Sundarbans every week faithfully and reaching
Wow.
out to the people, those who are still in darkness, and sharing them the gospel.
Wonderful.
Yeah, I feel like the light of the God's love enlightened in your mother's and father's heart has gone beyond all the limits and going to one individual to other individual and families, isn't it?
Yeah, so
Yes.
we feel like we are serving the Lord as a family, and we need to reach out to our family members in West Bengal. The
Mm.
statistics says that globally, Bengalis are one of the largest unreached ethnic group. So it is
Mm.
our desire to reach out to all our families, even my extended uncle, aunties, they're in idol worship, or they're still in darkness. So even though we say that the city of joy, Kolkata, but still there are many areas
Yeah,
of darkness. As you were
yeah,
just discussing about this incident in Kerala, it's really broke our heart. I mean, the
mm,
Yeah.
same thing happens here. Even the the lockdown period, we have seen families, as we were working in the communities, they're selling their daughters. The rate of
yeah.
human trafficking high in our state. It's very, very high. So we are
Mm.
working among
Yeah,
some.
this is very interesting, Dipankar brother. When you were talking to me the other day, Anima, it's very interesting because brother Dipankar was telling me that
Mm.
especially in West Bengal, one of the major problems that they have is child trafficking.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
it's so many
It's
children are
unbelievable, no? Unbelievable.
unbelievable. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is very
unbelievable.
high, very, very high. And
Mm.
the Asia's largest brothel, it's in our city. The
Oh,
Asia
Oh.
is one of the largest brothel in our city, and
Mhm,
so many
mhm,
sex workers are working in that, and our girls and the teen girls are not safe. I mean, it's linked with many things like child marriages and the
mm,
trafficking. So these tribal children, when we are ministering, we are really spending quality time with this. We have 40 young girls
mhm.
that they are coming to our program on a regular basis. We are doing prevention and
Okay.
awareness programs with them, praying for them, and by God's grace, most of them are going to this school, and some of them actually are appearing board exams presently.
Oh, wonderful,
hmm.
wonderful,
All right.
wonderful.
Um,
And I
I
remember you had
feel,
also told me about a story, the about the tuition program. You had a tuition program, and
Oh
there
yes,
was a
yeah,
teacher. Yeah.
yeah. So we run a free tuition program, and
Okay.
my mother and my father, when they were visiting some homes in the community, Kadihati community, so they have come across one house. They have a special child in their home. So
Mm-hmm.
when they have visited, they have seen sorrows and sadness in their life. But this lady, the mother of that house, I mean, she was qualified, and she was just at home, and she was with her grief and everything. So my parents asked, why don't she come and teach these children here? Because she was talented and she was educated. So then she came here, and she slowly came out of her home and started being here teaching these children. And then slowly, by God's grace, she came to know Christ and the joy and happiness in her life. And by
Mm-hmm.
God's grace, they have got another son child as a gift, and he's
Wow.
completely healthy. And
Amazing.
now the whole family is in the Lord, and they are serving the Lord together with us in this area.
Wonderful. I'm
hmm.
sorry, Anima, I cut you off there. Yeah, please go ahead. I think you wanted to ask.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was about to ask Brother Dipankar, like, it's not necessary that the generation next to a good parents who are working among the tribals should go necessarily into the ministries. But how did you decide to follow your parents' footsteps and come into the ministry? And what sort of ministry are you doing right now in West Bengal? I would like to listen to that,
Yeah.
Brother Dipankar.
So we have experienced, even in my life, we have experienced struggle like anything. Even my parents had a desire to put me in an English medium school, but
Hmm.
the financial struggles that everything we had faced.
Hmm.
I studied in Bengali medium, but God's grace upon it, that my parents they had committed my life for Christ.
Hmm.
Then slowly, when I was studying, I felt the call of God, and as we are dealing with this ministry work, and I feel that this is God's calling in my life to serve these people and these unreached people. So
Mm.
when I am working here, because I am from the locality, and it helps me to reach out our people. So we have very good relation with the local police, local councillor, because we are from here, and local community people. And so presently what we are doing, ministry among children, we are running this free tuition program, also Sunday school and youth ministry. Many of the young
Hmm.
girls, even boys, are coming to our youth ministry program.
Mm-hmm.
And also we have some widow mothers in our area, that they're very neglected. I mean,
Hmm.
because the issue of drinking, was very high in the community. Like
Hmm.
the men in the home, they don't take care of the families. So it was a lot of challenge. But
Hmm.
the widow mothers, they come here, they spend some time together, and we share them the love of Christ each and every moment. Yeah.
Hmm.
Wonderful, wonderful. Brother Dipankar, in the city of joy, where there is so much of sorrow and weeping and tears, you are spreading the joy of Christ. Now, let me ask you, just like your dad and both of your father and mother, they've been spreading this joy. A lot of people are coming to know Christ, and like you said, the darkness is turning into light. But let me ask you, there might be some of our friends, who are listening to us tonight, who will be thinking, how is this happening? How is this conversion happening? Can I ask you, are there any forced conversions of people who are coming to know Christ, or how is that conversion really happening in the City of Joy?
I would say never ever, no forced conversion. I mean, we don't believe in that. It is only to show love to them. And that love of Christ that transform the lives here. It is not about conversion, not about force, but it's all about love of God. What we have experienced in our life, we are sharing to all our people, our neighbor, our communities, and that
Wonderful.
love is bringing them to light.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, we know that you are ministering among them. Your wife is also involved in that ministry. Now, your wife Anna Dasgupta, she is a wonderful singer. So, Anima, she's a wonderful singer. She has sang a Bengali song, and
Oh,
that is a very famous Malayalam song, right?
oh, really?
So,
Mm.
yes.
I
Yeah,
think we are going to listen here to that.
Again.
Exactly. So we're going to listen, and like we always do, at the end, I will
Okay,
ask you which
we'll
which
catch the
Malayalam
song.
song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
So to Robin
So,
also.
yeah.
So and Dipankar, your wife, she's you are both of you. You're expecting another baby. Yeah.
right, right. Yeah,
All right.
Oh, that's a
Okay.
good
So
news.
yeah, good news. God bless you. And
Yeah.
let's listen to this beautiful Bengali song by Anna Das Gupta.
আজ পর্যন্ত আমায় চালাচ্ছে, এখনো আমার যত্ন নিচ্ছে। আমার যিশু কত ভালো, আমার জন্য তিনি যথেষ্ট। আমার যিশু কত ভালো, আমার জন্য তিনি যথেষ্ট। আমার পাপ ভার তিনি বইলেন, ক্রুশে আমার জন্য মরিলেন। আমার যিশু কত ভালো, আমার জন্য তিনি যথেষ্ট। আমার যিশু কত ভালো, আমার জন্য তিনি যথেষ্ট।
Wow, beautiful voice, Brother Dipankar. You're blessed. Your wife has got a beautiful voice, and may
Yeah, really.
God
We
continue to.
enjoyed.
Yes, we really enjoy. Any guesses on the song? I'm sure both of you know
Yeah,
it.
we know that.
আমি ইস্যু কোথায় বলো means in issue നല്ലവൻ.
Ah.
So,
Okay.
ഏത് പാട്ടാ?
ഇന്നയോളം
ഏത്
എന്നെ
പാട്ടാ?
നടത്തി.
ഇന്നയോളം എന്നെ നടത്തി. Yes.
We should give preference to Irish lady.
Oh, thank you so much. That's my privilege.
Wonderful, wonderful. So,
Our regards and love to dear sister
Anna.
Anna.
yes,
Yeah.
and wonderful. Our regards and love indeed. Beautiful singing, beautiful voice. Do continue to sing and continue to shine for the Lord, and be a joy to the people in the City of Joy. Brother
It's
Dipankar,
really
it was
nice to know the same song in different languages, no?
yeah,
Bob, it's
yeah,
very nice to know.
exactly. I didn't
We
know
never
that.
know that.
I
We never
didn't
know
know.
that
Yeah,
song is in
yeah,
Bengali language and
yeah.
Anna is singing. But see, it's very nice to know. I feel very happy for
Exactly,
that.
exactly. And that is, that's why I love Bob's Radio. We get to hear all these different languages and
That's true. This
these
is a good
different songs.
platform that we are coming to know about many people, their
Yeah,
talents, and in different languages. We have never known
yes,
about it. No, it's very
yes,
we are
yes.
privileged for that. We thank
Uh,
God for that.
Brother Dipankar, it's such a joy to have you with us. Thank you so much for sending us that song, and we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed our conversation with you. Now, we have come to the end of our session. Unfortunately, I would have loved to continue to talk to you a little more about Kolkata, about the city and so many things, and also about the work. But we have to conclude here. Tell us before we say goodbye tonight, what
Oh,
would
yeah,
be
sure.
your concluding words to our friends?
Yeah, thank you so much for this wonderful privilege, and all glory to God. And we are really glad that for God that He's using us here for His kingdom building work. And it's our request to all of you, please continue to pray, and all the listeners, and if you are welcome to visit our city of joy, and hopefully we'll all together be able to see how God is at work. Anytime you would like to come and experience here the ministries, we would like to welcome you, and you can get in touch with us. And I'd like to say one concluding message, that how as a family we are experiencing every day in each of our life that God's love. And those of you are listening, those who have not experienced it yet, still in the darkness or thinking with a lot of burden, we just want to say God loves you. And the greatest love that He has given His only begotten Son, and that He has paid everything for us. So please be assured that Jesus loves you. And we'd like to thank God for this wonderful opportunity. And thank you, Brother Bob and sister and other brothers for this wonderful time. And all glory to Him.
Thank you
we are
so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Yeah,
So
thank
much.
you
We
so
are very
much.
happy to know about the Kolkata and everything around. So
Anima,
thank you so much.
Anima, I think so. Next time we'll visit Kolkata. He will be ready with Sandesh and Rasgulla.
Yeah, I must say, the
Oh,
Bengal is known for its sweet
Sweets.
and sweet,
Sweets, yeah.
sweet
Yeah.
yogurt. We call it Rasgulla,
Yes,
Rasgulla.
Rasgulla. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
Rasgulla.
Sandesh. I think so. Sandesh.
Sandesh is there, yeah.
Yeah.
But Rasgulla is Kolkata Rasgulla.
no,
Thank you
no
so
The-
much.
change, Bob, at all. No change at all. He's still like the same from
Oh,
2021 to 2000. No objectives, no dieting, nothing.
Nothing
Still
is
the
happening
same.
there. We have
thank
to
you so
bring
much, brother.
RJJC.
No, no, no.
I think
She's
so.
not here. So I just want to quote words from Bible. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. Over to you, Bob.
Amen. Well, it is such a joy today that we had Brother Dipankar with us. We also had some new listeners from West Bengal. And dear listeners, dear friends, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you will continue to listen to us. And to all my dear friends out there, please do share our links from Facebook and on YouTube with your friends and family, and let them also listen to these wonderful stories and these wonderful segments and these beautiful men and women of God who are coming on Bob's Radio. It was a joy. Brother Dipankar, I usually sign out with God be with you. How do you say God be with you in Bengali?
Yeah. Ishwar Tomar Sahaborti Hor.
All right. Ishwar apnar sahabarti ho. Yes?
Yes. Thank you.
All right. So it's time for me to sign out along with RJ Robin, RJ Anima, and to all my dear friends out there, goodbye, good night, and Ishwar apnar sahabarti ho.